I was told that there were about 5,000 people who participated in the last Wyoming caucus. It looks like all of them are here tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming out, and let me remind everybody that we've got a really important caucus here on Saturday. Doors open at 9 a.m. Let's be there. Let's win in Wyoming. Now, I don't know if the audience here knows it. I don't see any TVs here, but it has been projected by, I think, all of the networks that we won in Wisconsin. Now, let me say a word. Well, maybe two words, I don't know, about what momentum is all about. Momentum is starting this campaign 11 months ago, and the media determining that we were a fringe candidacy. Momentum is starting the campaign 60 to 70 points behind Secretary Clinton. Momentum is that within the last couple of weeks, there have been national polls which have had us 1 point up or 1 point down. Momentum is that when you look at national polls or you look at statewide polls, we are defeating Donald Trump by very significant numbers. And in almost every instance, in national polls and in state polls, our margin over Trump is wider than is Secretary Clinton. With the victory in Wisconsin tonight, and let me take this opportunity to thank the people of Wisconsin for their strong support. With our victory tonight in Wisconsin, we have now won 7 out of 8 of the last caucuses and primaries. And we have won almost all of them with overwhelming landslide numbers. What momentum is about is that at a time in contemporary politics when every major candidate has a super PAC, we have said no to super PACs, said no to the billionaires who fund those super PACs. And what we have done is in an unprecedented manner in American history, we have up to this point in the campaign received over 6 million individual campaign contributions. Anyone here know what the average contribution is? That's exactly right. Smart crowd. $27. To paraphrase Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg, This is a campaign of the people, by the people, and for the people. We have decided that we do not represent the billionaire class. We do not represent Wall Street or the drug companies or the fossil fuel industry. And we do not want their money. What momentum is about is my belief that if we wake up the American people, and if working people and middle-class people and senior citizens and young people begin to stand up, fight back, and come out and vote in large numbers, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. And what we have been seeing throughout this campaign is extraordinary voter turnouts in state after state after state. And I am particularly grateful and pleased that at a time when many of the pundits said, you know, those young people, they don't want to get involved in politics. They're not really concerned about the major issues facing our country. They're too busy with their video games or whatever. Well, you know what's happening? All over this country, young people are standing up and they're saying, you know what? We want to help determine the future of this country, which we are going to inherit. What momentum is about is that all across this country, the American people are looking around them. And they understand that real change in our country's history, whether it is the trade union movement, whether it is the civil rights movement, whether it is the women's movement, whether it is the gay rights movement, they understand that real change never, ever takes place from the top on down. It always takes place from the bottom on up. And today, from coast to coast, and I have been from coast to coast, been in California, been in Maine, been in a whole lot of states in between. And what people are saying, why is it that in America we have grotesque levels of income and wealth inequality? Why is it that the top 1/10 of 1% now owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%? Why is it that for the last 30 years, the great middle class of this country has been shrinking and almost all new income and wealth is going to the top 1%? The American people are asking, why is it that women go to work tomorrow and they're earning 79 cents on the dollar compared to men? People are asking, how does it happen that the United States of America, our great nation, is the only major country on earth not to guarantee paid family and medical leave? There are women giving birth in Wyoming and Wisconsin and Vermont today, but they're going to have to go back to work in 2 or 3 weeks because they don't have the income to take care of their family, which is why together we are going to pass 3 months paid family and medical leave. And the American people from coast to coast, they're asking, yes, the Affordable Care Act has done a lot of very good things. Thank you, President Obama, for your leadership. But in terms of health care, there is much, much more that has to be done. And the American people are asking, why does it happen that every other major country on earth, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Holland, Scandinavia, Canada, every major country on earth, guarantees health care to all of their people as a right except the United States, and together we're going to change that international embarrassment. And the American people are asking, and young people are asking, why is it that when we are living in an increasingly competitive global economy, why is it that kids are graduating college $30,000, $50,000, $70,000 in debt? And in some cases, spending decades having to pay off that debt. We should be rewarding people who get the education they need, not punishing them. And the American people are asking, how does it happen when the scientists all over our country who study climate change and scientists all over the world are in virtual unanimous agreement that climate change is real, that it is caused by human activity, that it is already causing devastating problems in our country and around the world? How do we have a Republican Party that refuses to even acknowledge the reality of climate change? And the American people are asking, how does it happen that we can spend trillions of dollars fighting a war in Iraq that we never should have gotten in the first place, but that in Flint, Michigan, and in cities all over this country, our inner cities are crumbling, unemployment off the charts, healthcare system not accessible, kids dropping out of high school, too many being arrested and sent to